We have a treat of unexpected clashes for you today. Before the end of this video, you're going to see what happens to a mighty wolf when it attacks a puma. But before we get to that, you've got to see this. In the rugged wilderness of Montana, a fierce maternal instinct is on full display. A cow elk charges headfirst into a life-or-death struggle, relentlessly pummeling a mountain lion that has her calf in its deadly grip. Despite her valiant efforts, the mountain lion keeps its prize, but not without taking a serious beating. This heartbreaking scene reveals the raw and unforgiving reality of nature, where even the most determined fight doesn't always end in victory. Last night, a pack of wolves left behind the remains of a deer. Now, the smell of fresh food has drawn a hungry black bear to the scene, but he's not the only visitor. A cougar, desperate for a meal, decides to challenge the bear for the prize. At over 300 pounds, this black bear isn't just big, he's a powerhouse, with heightened senses of smell and hearing. The cougar tries to intimidate the bear with posturing and growls, but it's clear he picked the wrong opponent. Unbothered by the cougar's antics, the bear finally has enough of this uninvited dinner guest and prepares to teach the big cat a lesson about who truly rules this patch of wilderness. For predators like these, life is a constant battle for survival. Sometimes it's the one who makes the most noise. Other times, it's sheer strength that wins the day. This cougar isn't holding back as it challenges a tiger with an aggressive hiss. But the tiger, rather than roaring, responds with an even louder hiss of its own. Surprisingly, the cougar stands its ground and steps forward, causing the tiger to back away, clearly signaling it's not in the mood for a fight today. Cougars aren't small creatures, which really puts into perspective just how massive tigers are. Both animals appear oddly calm and controlled, perhaps because they're in an animal reserve where this intense standoff plays out in the snow. Even in a more domesticated setting, these apex predators still display their wild instincts. In the harsh, unforgiving wilderness, a mother cougar leads her young back to the valley of their birth, where survival is just a little easier. But the journey is not without danger. A grizzly bear lumbering toward its winter den unknowingly approaches their rocky refuge. Sensing the threat, the mother cougar wastes no time and attacks the massive bear to protect her cubs. Cougars have the advantage of speed and surprise, and if you watch closely, you'll notice the bear always takes a few slices to the nose. They look genuinely shocked that anything could possibly hurt them. But the cougar shows no fear. She's like Ali, delivering those fast jabs with stunning precision. Against all odds, her ferocity forces the bear to retreat. For a moment, stillness returns to the snow-covered mountain. But winter's wrath is closing in, and instinct drives the family downward, abandoning the icy peaks for the promise of safety below. This clip shows a tense showdown between a hungry cougar and two brave dogs determined to protect their territory. The smaller dog fearlessly faces off against the big cat, keeping it distracted while circling strategically. Meanwhile, the larger dog moves into position, ensuring the cougar feels a constant threat from behind. Even after thousands of years of domestication, these dogs demonstrate incredible teamwork and instinctive tactics. The cougar, likely searching for a quick meal, tries to isolate the smaller dog, but is continually thwarted by the duo's relentless effort. The standoff intensifies, with the cougar growing increasingly frustrated. Just as things start to get physical, the clip cuts short, leaving us wondering how it all ends. According to reports, the owner had to intervene, scaring off the cougar to ensure the dog's safety. The wolf's regret is unmistakable in this next clip. A coyote-sized wolf, bold enough to challenge a much larger puma, leaps into attack, latching onto the cat's neck with determination. But underestimating the feline's agility and strength turns out to be a grave mistake. Initially caught off guard, the puma quickly regains composure. With a swift counterattack, it flips the tables, transitioning from prey to predator in seconds. The once confident wolf is now scrambling to free itself from the puma's grip, realizing it bit off far more than it could chew. This encounter ends with the wolf fleeing, battered and humbled, a stark reminder that even apex predators should think twice before tangling with a powerhouse like a puma. This rare, intense one-on-one encounter offers a glimpse into the clash of apex predators that occasionally share the same territory. Wolves and cougars rarely engage in direct combat, but when they do, it's a brutal showdown. The footage captures the cougar's ferocity as it defends itself against the wolf's relentless attack. The wolf briefly has the upper hand, but as the struggle intensifies, the cougar counters with precision and power, driving the wolf back with a display of raw feline strength. When the fight spills close to a vehicle, the animals become momentarily distracted. The wolf lets go, but the cougar seizes the moment, pouncing with a decisive blow. This battle reminds us of the unforgiving reality of life in the wild, where survival depends on strength, strategy, and timing. In a rare encounter of wildcat versus wildcat, a cougar misjudges its target and pounces on what it assumes is an easy meal, a lynx. But the lynx responds with an explosion of fury. Spinning on a dime, it unleashes a flurry of swipes. The cougar barely has time to react as sharp claws rake across its face. The smaller but fearless lynx punctuates the attack with a bone-chilling growl that echoes through the forest, its tufted ears standing tall in defiance. Stunned, the cougar pauses mid-conflict, glancing back and forth as if to ask, "What just happened?" The sheer audacity of the lynx has completely thrown it off guard. With its dignity bruised and strategy disrupted, the cougar hesitates, unsure whether to continue the fight or walk away. In a stunning display of nature's hierarchy, a cougar once again proves why it's one of the top predators in the wild. An eagle, proudly perched over its fresh rabbit kill, suddenly finds itself facing a much bigger threat. The cougar approaches with deadly precision, its eyes not on the rabbit, but on the eagle. In a split second, the majestic bird goes from predator to prey. Startled, the eagle tries to take off, but the cougar strikes with a swipe so fast and powerful, it knocks the bird right out of the air. The cougar doesn't even glance at the rabbit. For this big cat, the eagle is the real prize. The clash is over almost as quickly as it began, leaving no question about who rules this stretch of wilderness. The food chain in action. What began as the eagle's meal ends with the cougar claiming the ultimate victory. In the wild, even the mightiest predators must watch their backs. Finally, in the wild terrains of Torres del Paine National Park, a breathtaking moment of raw survival unfolds. A puma stealthily closes in on a guanaco. This clip is a masterpiece in stealth, power, and persistence. With astonishing silence, the puma makes its approach, slipping through the rugged landscape, unseen even by alert observers. When the predator finally strikes, the guanaco fights back with everything it has, delivering powerful, desperate maneuvers that make the female puma shake and lift from the ground a few times. But the puma's grip is unwavering. With relentless force and total commitment, she hangs on to the neck. Though the guanaco's resistance is admirable, the puma's strength ultimately seals its fate. Nature's harsh reality unfolds in this raw and humbling scene, showing the delicate balance of life and survival in the wild. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.